very first Final Fantasy 15 Let's Play. My name is Adam, and I'm going to be walking us through the first chapter of the game here. A couple things before we get started. Disclosure, I've already played through the first 2.5 chapters or so. I've developed some personal techniques, picked up some tips and tricks and things from a couple other videos, from a couple of reviews, from things I've learned in the game that I'll be sharing as part of this first chapter walkthrough. So first things first, if we go under options, if you go down to combat, by default it's set on active, but you've got this wait time option here, which is what I've been using, and I'll show you that once we get into the game. The second option is under HUD. Nope. Stamina. By default, the stamina bar is off. I keep it on, and there's a reason for that too that we'll also discuss when we get into the game. You'll notice that the load screens seem to take quite a while when you're starting up the game, but once you get in, aside from the occasional fast travel, the load screens are not too bad at all. I haven't really encountered any aside from the fast travel. There is a tutorial when you start a new game. It takes you through combat basics, teaches you a few things. It's not bad to do, it doesn't take long. And there's also included with that a little bit of lore. You can go through, examine some paintings, get some background on the game world itself. We'll let this load up here, which is going to take a minute or so, and we'll see what the game has in store for us. Unlike a lot of other Final Fantasies, this one seems to drop you almost entirely right into the action.
Hang in there, buddy! Stay down! We'll keep him busy!
It has an introduction, but it's not
Over here!
the typical 20 to 30 minute introduction to so many of the other Final Fantasies.
I got your back!
Here you go. Let's go!
The decreed hour is come. Set forth with my blessing, Prince Noctis.
Thank you, Your Majesty.
Take your leave and go in the grace of the gods.
Right.
Princes will be princes.
So much for royal protocol.
Not like you had to deliver a formal address.
Your Highness! What now?
I fear I have left too much unsaid. You place a great burden on those who would bear with you.
You're one to talk.
I ask not that you guide my wayward son, merely that you remain at his side.
Indeed, Your Grace.
We'll see the prince to Alticia if it's the last thing we see.
Yeah, what he said.
Hate to break this up, but Kor's got the motor running. Drados, he's in your hands.
And another thing. Do mind your manners around your charming bride-to-be.
Your Majesty as well. Try to mind yours around our esteemed guests from Niflheim.
You have no cause for concern.
Nor do you.
Take heed. Once you set forth, you cannot turn back.
You think I would?
I need only know that you are ready to leave home behind.
Don't know about you, but I'm ready as I'll ever be.
Take care on the long road. Wheresoever you should go, the line of Lucis goes with you. Walk tall, my son.
I've seen some complaints online in various places about the four main characters all being male, and about this brotherhood angle that the game has taken. On a personal level, I've been really enjoying it. 12 to 15 hours into the game, there's a definite sense of camaraderie, and you start off with that, and it just gives it a little bit different feel to the game than most of the other Final Fantasies, where you're picking up characters as you go along, and there's that feeling each other out kind of period, and do we get along, don't we get along. These guys have been together and doing what they do for a long time now, and that's evident in the way they interact with each other, and it just gives it a little bit different feel that, like I said, I personally have been really enjoying. They poke fun at each other, they compliment each other, they're just a very well-bonded, well-working unit, which lends itself to the gameplay also. They work well together in combat. I haven't experienced a lot of issues. Their AI is relatively intelligent. This is that typical 60-second or so loading screen that you'll see when you go to load up your game after you've gotten started. Feels like a long wait, but once you're in there, loadings are few and far between depending on how much you're going to fast travel.
I think we can forget about hitching our way there. Thought people were friendly outside the city.
Yeah, you can only go so far on the kindness of strangers.
You're just gonna have to push her all the way.
I've already pushed myself to the brink of death.
Get up. Come on, car isn't gonna move itself.
Sheesh. I thought the car was supposed to move us.
Wouldn't that be nice?
Can it? Ready, steady.
Push! Something so heavy.
gives a really nice intro to how they interact with each other and the way they talk to each other, the respect and the camaraderie they seem to have for each other.
Unbelievable.
Not exactly a fairy tale beginning, huh, Prince Noctis?
We let ourselves get carried away.
Look, these things happen.
Let's just hope this isn't some omen.
Gladio, do me a favor.
What?
Push this thing by yourself.
All by myself?
You won't even notice if we just let go.
Prompto, don't even think about it.
Save some breath for pushing.
Ignis, come on, time to switch.
Nuh-uh, we just switched back there.
And it's my turn, Noct.
His turn.
Oh, my hands are killing me.
You rather I kill you with mine?
Easy there, tough guy.
Any luck?
Only a busy signal.
Hold the phone. Is it just me? Or was it supposed to be way closer?
I assure you, the map is correct.
The map said Hammerhead was right there.
Literally next door.
Looks that way, on a map of the world.
The world's a big old place.
Filled with wonders.
Tell that to my legs.
You guys even pushing?
Hard as I can.
With everything I've got.
We'll be there in no time.
Hey there, y'all kept a girl waiting. Now, which one's the prince? Aha! Hello, Your Highness. Congrats on your wedding.
Not hitched just yet.
Lady Lunafreya's groom-to-be, here in Hammerhead.
Apologies for taking so long.
You best save your apologies for Pawpaw.
Well, that makes you.
Cindy. Sid's grease monkey granddaughter.
Roll her in while I'm still young. Didn't your daddy tell you? She's a custom classic, not some beat-up old clunker. Prince Noctis.
Yeah.
Prince. Like they took your old man and kicked the dignity out of him.
What?
You got a long way to go, son. And that slackjaw's getting you nowhere fast. She's gonna take a while. Y'all get her in and run along.
Y'all heard him. Let's get moving. Right this way.
Now we play the waiting game.
Never liked that game.
Never any good at it either.
And now we're in control again. So, we're at an outpost.
Oh,
Hammerhead
hey
is going to
there,
be
Prince.
kind of a primary outpost.
Y'all ain't never been out this way before, have you? Go on, have a look around. This'll make sure y'all don't get lost.
Well, might as well make good use of the extra time.
So every restaurant, or every outpost I should say, has some sort of restaurant or diner. That's where you'll always find your local tipster. As you get further into the game, a lot of times they'll also hand out little side quests in addition to their role as tipster. Some of the outposts will have the gas station, where you can refill your car, pick up some potions and things at the shop there. A lot of them will also have these campgrounds. So we'll talk a little bit more about those once nightfall comes. Let's go talk to our tipster.
Oh, welcome. Y'all hungry for info?
So, not necessarily every time you come back to visit a tipster, but a lot of times, if you click on that first one, they will add new information to your map. Procurement points, parking spots, campgrounds, things like that. So, even if you've already done it once, it's always a good idea to do it the next time you come back, because there's a pretty good chance, in my experience so far, that they will add even more items for you to go out and find. Second thing we'll look at is monster hunts, the far right side. So any restaurateur you come across is going to have hunts. They don't all share the same hunts. They are local to whatever restaurant you happen to be at, but from what I've seen so far, you can turn in a hunt at any restaurant and get credit for it.
Want to help out with some varmints?
Typical rewards for the hunts are gold and generally some sort of health item, elixirs, potions, phoenix downs, what have you. You'll also get a star. The star goes into your ranking for your hunter. So we will take this first hunt.
Appreciate it.
And last but not least, we'll go to the middle one, which is going to be our food.
So what'll it be today?
As it's a restaurant, we actually have them serve food. Each restaurant has its own dishes to look at. We don't currently have any money, so we can't buy anything yet, but if you look on the right side where it gives the name and the stat bonuses, you'll also see in white up in the top left corner of the picture there how much it's going to cost to buy that meal. As I've gone through the game, I've tried to buy that every restaurateur offers, and we'll show you why as soon as we get a little money in our pocket here.
On the repairs. I suggest we confer with Cindy.
Broken down and flat broke.
Adding insult to injury.
Old man's in for both after charging us that much.
Yeah, let's pay him a visit.
She ain't gonna be ready for a while. Y'all need something?
A lot of times when you have these dialogue choices, you'll get different rewards based on which one that you choose. So for this one, I'm going to say, ask my friends.
We're strapped for cash. Any way we could earn a little?
Oh, now I get it. This must be what Pawpaw meant when he said he was gonna teach them boys a lesson. Told me he ought to have y'all take care of some ornery varmints that have been causing a ruckus around here. I'd be happy to pay y'all for your services if you're up to the challenge. How about it?
Old man's got his eye on you, Noct. Show him what you got.
From what I've seen, the rewards for your conversation decisions are generally either AP or experience points. We got 10 AP for that, which we can spend in the Ascension grid. There are quite a few different grids that you can invest points in. And the individual sections, if you look underneath, will highlight which character that happens to apply to. So, for instance, if we go to Technics, we've got Technics for Ignis, Prompto, Gladio, and things that will apply to Noctis, but sort of apply to everybody. Now, where I've spent a good portion of mine so far is under Exploration and in Wait mode. We'll start today with Exploration. So, the first things that I tried to pick up were Happy Camping and Happier Camping. Every time you camp, you get ability points. So with those two perks, you'll go to every time you camp, you'll collect 2 and then 3 ability points. And it's a hefty investment to start out with, but definitely well worth it. You'll be camping a lot. That also applies to your hotel stays, not just campground stays. The other thing we will do probably right off the bat here is pick up Regroup for Ignis. With that particular technique, he will pull everybody back and
But don't go running around after dark. The demons are liable to rip y'all to shreds. Here, this
everybody will
ought to be enough
pick
for a
up a
place
little
to stay.
health boost.
Just between us, though. Don't tell Pawpaw.
So far, it's been pretty handy in the early game. So now we've got 1,000 gold from Cindy. So the second thing we're going to do before we get started is head to the shop. These trucks are where you buy your weapons and armor. In these first couple of chapters, you're limited to a certain area. And the trucks that I found in this area so far only sell these same weapons. So you've only got basically one for each character that you can buy at the outset. There are a few weapons out on the world map that you can find. Some are what you can buy, a couple of them you can't buy and are quite a bit better than what's available for purchase right now. But in the meantime, to get us started, we're going to go ahead and purchase what we've got available. It'll show you with the little 16-bit characters, just like in some of the older Final Fantasies on the original PlayStation, which characters are applicable for those weapons.
Pleasure doing business.
Noctis can carry any weapon in the game, and the others have limitations.
Hey, come again.
So we'll jump back into our menu here and go up to gear. You can go through your characters. You can put any weapon in any slot for Noctis, doesn't matter where things go. And we will go ahead and equip everybody real quick here. Now, I pre-ordered Final Fantasy 15 for the PlayStation, and off the PlayStation Store, one of the pre-order bonuses was the Mass Moon, which is a little bit overpowered for this particular part of the game. It's got a 107 attack rating versus the 97 for the Stork we just bought, so we're going to go ahead and equip that for Noctis. This bottom slot, so far, I've been mostly leaving open. I will fill it depending on enemy weaknesses that we learn, and we'll talk a little bit more about that as we get a little further in. So for the others, your first slot is your Technic, where you can choose what you're going to use. We bought a second one for Ignis, so he's going to have another choice, but the others only have one choice for right now. So we'll just swap out their weapons really quick. I'm going to leave Ignis Technic alone for the moment so you can see what his Mark Technic looks like before I change it out for the regroup. So, everybody's good there. Let's go begin our quest. We've got a hunt, and we've got the quest from Sydney to eliminate those pesky varmints.
Clear skies, with the temperature rising.
Nice.
Real quick, on your map, or on your HUD, if you look up by your map, just to the top left of it, there's that little dial. That's your clock. Tells you what the hour of the day is. You'll want to keep an eye on that. Around 1800 hours, it starts getting dark. And I believe 2000 hours, or 8 o'clock, 8 p.m., is when it's officially dark.
Huh.
So, before we started the game, we talked about the status bar, or the stamina bar. That's the green bar above Noctis' head right now. I keep it visible, so that as I'm traveling through the world on foot, I can run. You can sprint by tapping the L3 or holding down the O button. I generally hold down the O button. I feel like it's a little easier. Your stamina bar does run out, but there's a trick to where you can maintain almost infinite stamina. If you let go right before the green runs out, so right around the S point, you'll see that he'll do that little leap forward and the bar will refill.
Looks like we found our first targets. Ready, Noct?
The other option we looked at before we started was setting wait mode for battles. So in wait mode, once I get close enough to be able to target, I can lock on to an enemy with R1, and it'll scan that enemy and show me what their weaknesses are. Orange, weapons or spells, does more damage, purple does less damage, no color, it's just a regular. So for these first few creatures, we've got weak against swords, weak against great swords, weak against lightning. I can take my time, scan everybody, see what they're weak against. If I want to make spells or change weapons, I can do all of that right in the middle of battle. And when I'm ready, I can lock onto a target and have it. So you'll use O to attack.
You got all those arms at your disposal. Use them.
Same page. Here goes.
You can hold O and he'll do a blitz attack or a long-term attack, and depending on which way you push your directional buttons, the attack animations will be different, and he'll perform different styles of attack. Also depending on which weapons are chosen. Your warp attack is a little bit different. Once you're locked onto a target, you can hit triangle and that'll do your warp strike with whatever weapon you have equipped. While in wait mode, you can also set the weapon you want to use right off the bat. As that just noted, you can use square to defend. You can't just tap square or you're going to get knocked down like you saw happen to me a couple of times.
Another one out!
As you can see, I am not an expert at blocking. If you do successfully block when it comes up like that, you'll have the option to perform parry. And if you successfully parry, a lot of times that'll end up being a length strike and you'll get one or more of the other guys to participate with you.
Yeah. All right. We'll be done in no time.
Let's get on with it.
You'll also notice when attacking, your different weapon choices have different speeds associated with them.
Where are we headed anyway?
Nowhere until the repairs are done. Then we head for Golden Key.
Then after that, we hop a boat, and before you know it, Loverboy's hitched.
Wait for car repairs,
primary sword
then
is your
bells in the
fastest
air.
weapon by far,
Got
so
it.
far from what I've seen. Your great swords are slower attacks, but do a whole lot more damage, but they leave you open longer. Your pole arms,
Give it your all.
from what I've seen, have been kind of in between. They're a lot faster than the great swords are, but they're not quite as fast as swords are, and they do a little bit heavier damage than a regular sword. You can lock onto an enemy with R1. As long as you hold it, you'll stay locked onto that enemy. You can also set a permanent target lock.
Impressive. This one's just
Must be thanks to my balanced diet.
by locking on and pressing R3.
Yep, that's the one.
And as you move, it'll move from enemy to enemy, or you can just flick the right stick
Nice. Mission
to
complete.
switch from enemy to enemy.
Who could this be? Hello?
Hey, it's Cindy. How goes the hunting?
Actually, we just finished.
That's great, 'cause I got one more hunt for y'all. Only this time, it's for a person. Fella named Dave went off, and we ain't heard from him since. Reckon he staked out a spot in an old shack nearby.
Old shack. Oh, got it. We'll take a look.
So, what did Cindy say?
Needs us to find some Dave guy.
He went missing?
Not missing. Said he's holed up in that shack.
always a good idea to kind of give a run around, particularly where structures are. A lot of times you'll find little treasures lying on the ground. Could be pieces of armor, could be weapons, could be various potions. Treasures, parts. You'll find a lot of things lying on the ground, and a lot of it will get highlighted on your map also.
What's this?
Knocked! Get out of here! You okay?
We are now.
Spoke too soon.
When you're in wait mode and you're scanning the enemies, you'll notice that some, as we get further into this, will scan a little faster than others will. And there are perks in the Ascension grid that will speed up that Libra scanning process. So, we're gonna go for that guy.
I'm going all out.
Just don't get too carried away.
Sure want to talk.
That's what I call teamwork. Hey, Pronto! Stay on your feet! Bang! Where'd you learn that one, Knock? Give in! You're mine!
No big deal.
Hey, what about the shack over there?
Oh.
Not yet.
Got a plan.
Now, since I've already played the first few hours, you're not going to notice it, but
What do we?
the beginning of the game here
Sabertusk.
hands out trophies like candy. And within the first couple of chapters, depending on your playstyle, you can have
its tusks, extract
half
and
the
gain from
available
the safety and
trophies.
comfort of burrows.
No problem.
That's a bit heartless.
Use the technique. Press L1 to pull up the technique menu. And then you can choose the character and what attack they're going to be using.
We all good?
Better than good.
Good to go.
Hey, who's out there?
Well, and look who's in here. The man of the hour. Dave, right? Been looking for you.
Didn't mean to cause y'all any trouble. I've been stuck here on account of my sprained ankle. Yeah, something funny about them varmints. I gave them hell, but couldn't finish the job. Still one mean mutt about. Well, y'all don't look much like hunters, but what do you say? Put that puppy to rest for me?
We'll go ahead and do it for free.
Oh yeah, we'll take care of it.
Well, y'all got guts, that's for sure. Let me tell you where I last saw him.
Wait, Bunk. Now let's get ready to kick some tail.
we're gonna run up here. So if you hit R3 when you're not in combat, well, anytime that you're not locked on to a target, you will bring up the quick map. You can zoom in at least a little bit, and from there you can mark any spot on the map using square.
It would be wise to rest up before we set out. In that case, let's find a spot to make camp.
The hunters are really out in full force around here, huh?
So they're the new Crown's Guard or something?
Similar, though technically a civilian outfit.
They've definitely seen a lot more action than we have.
Is it cool that we rock Crown's Guard outfits?
Be worse not to. They made them especially for us.
Even got a sweet insignia on them.
In the Crown's Guard, your attire identifies you, so wear it with pride.
So we are at a procurement point. This particular one is offering us food items. To continue with the main quest, Ignis wants us to make camp, which always happens. It's part of the first quest tutorial that kind of guides you through things here. Since it's only 4 o'clock, it's not terribly late. Instead of camping right away, we are going to run through and pick up a few items and maybe run a couple other quick battles. We'll just see what it brings. Then we'll go find our campground, make camp for the night, and move on with the main quest line for a little bit.
Sometimes I wonder if we'll ever sit inside that beautiful car again.
Sitting most of the day was pretty nice.
Napping was even better.
Where we're going is marked on the map. There are other locations that you'll come across, or the next time you visit your restaurant, they might update on your map for you. If you get near some of those, they will automatically appear on your map.
Over there! That's it, right?
That's a dual horn?
Yes, but not your run-of-the-mill breed. We'd best make quick work of it.
Yeah, we aren't ready for that yet. I want to make sure we go to sleep before we do that. If we go down to quests, let's take a look and see where our hunt's at. We can run up there and knock that out really quick before nightfall. That will also give us a nice experience boost before we get out of here, or before we save for the night. This is a populated world, so you will see a variety of traffic on main roads and dirt roads. They'll honk at you, they'll brake for you. Occasionally they might even hit you with their cars.
There's only so far a man can walk.
Our Crown City upbringing didn't prepare us for this.
Pretend you're walking to the car.
In the beginning hours, they do complain a lot about the lack of car. That'll eventually kind of wear off. They will also, if you go too long without sleep or eating,
Big weapon like that? You're wide open. Try another.
Ever thought about taking the guys?
Don't complain about being tired or being exhausted or being hungry.
What can I say? Let's go.
Yep.
A lot of these treasure spots and procurement spots, like where you pick up the food, places where you pick up various potions and elixirs, those kinds of things, they will
Not the time for horseplay.
My hands
come back
slipped.
after a couple of days. The spots will remain on your map, and after a day or two of in-game time, they will repopulate themselves. And
What
like
do you
I
say we
mentioned
check
earlier,
out the
it's a
diner?
good idea to run
If they have a
around.
bathroom, I'm in.
It's a good idea to run around everywhere anyway, but it's a good idea to run around populated locations. It's an easy spot to find quite a few little trinkets and treasures. So before we go do this hunt,
So how's it going, boys?
we're going to eat
I can
and
tell
pick up
y'all
a stat
about the
boost.
area.
Can't afford that one, but I can't afford this. Increase our attack by 20, increase our HP by 50. I can live with that.
Won't be a sec.
You'll also notice, which is why I try and eat everything a restaurant offers, not everything you find, but a lot of what you find will inspire Ignis
Things I can tell you.
to learn new recipes to use when you guys camp out at the campgrounds.
Had your fill? Good.
Want to go check it out?
What is it? Better make tracks.
Let's go knock that
Chop
hunt
chop,
out
Prompto.
There in a jiffy.
before night falls.
Guys, we got a...
So these guys are weak against daggers and gunfire, which just gotta roll with the equipment that Noctis has for this one. It's our first hunt, so it's not gonna be anything major that we're gonna have to work through. If you look around your battle map, you'll also notice that there are warp points.
Problem over here.
Cool. Go take care of it.
Warp points will instantly refill your MP and let your HP refill a little bit faster, taking you out of the heat of battle for a moment. That's not... It won't always take you out of the heat of battle. It depends on what you're fighting. A lot of the Magitech troops and things have guns, and they'll shoot at you even if you're attached to a warp point. But it's still a good idea, especially if you're low on HP, to try and use them. And blocking and warp strikes use HP.
Here I am.
in the beginning with your HP as low as it is.
Impressive.
You're looking at being able to do maybe 3 warp strikes before you run out of MP and fall into stasis.
Here goes nothing!
So now, it's a good time to get a warp point. And jump right back into it.
Right there!
The Prince of Pain.
Yep.
And that's that. It's 1900 hours, about 7 p.m. Sun's setting, flashlights come on. It is not full dark yet. When it is full dark, Ignis will almost always recommend that you find a place to camp because it's dangerous to be out after dark, which, from experience, it can be.
Says there's a city car in the garage.
Go ahead and turn this hunt in, and then we'll head off to a campground and move back on with the main story mission.
So, what can I do you for? No surprises. What can I do you for?
So far, hunts have been my primary source of
These
money.
nasties here have been a real pain in the rear. You boys are a brave bunch. Make sure y'all go prepared.
You can only have one active hunt at a time, but it's easy to knock out 2, 3, 4 hunts and collect all the experience from them in a single day. We are going to brave the night here.
They got a lot of different stuff here, huh?
That's how it works.
Getting dark.
And head
Better
to the
brighten things up.
campground.
What happened here?
The telegraph pole's been split in 2. And not just this one either.
The hell do you think did this?
Hard to say. Natural disaster, perhaps?
You sure? Hammerhead doesn't have a scratch on it.
Maybe a huge monster came and knocked him down.
It better not be the varmint Cindy was talking about.
That is not our quest goal, that's the hunt. That's where we want to go. That sharp bone that we just picked up doesn't really mean anything right now, but it will here shortly, and we'll talk a little bit about that too after we camp for the night. Campground is on the other side of this little mountain here, so we will just take a run around it here. even at these lower levels, there are some nighttime hunts that you can pick up, creatures that only appear at night. It's risky at these earlier levels. Iron giants tend to come out at night. They are some of the demons that appear, and they are much higher level than we are prepared to handle. Every campsite has elemency magic points available. So the magic you have available is fire, ice, and lightning. 3 basic elementals. And every campsite has an absorption point for each of those around it. So if you need a refill, just look for a campsite. Again, just like with the procurement points that I was talking about earlier, it'll take,
since we got a full night's rest.
after you absorb from it, a day or two before these refill. But they will refill and be usable again. And after you find them, or after a tipster points them out to you, they're easy to find on your map.
Could crash right here.
You can remain awake long enough to eat.
When you camp at a campground, Ignis cooks. When you use the campers or hotels, he does not. So let's pick something that's going to give us some good stat bonuses. I like attack boosts, and practically everything seems to be able to give you an HP boost. We'll go ahead and hit those. Get our boosts, cash in our experience, and we'll be ready to move on. As you learn more recipes, you'll find food items that are a favorite for individual characters, and there are perks in the Ascension grid that will expand the time for the buffs that you pick up for eating in general, and when you cook a meal that is a favorite for one of the characters. You gain experience through the day, but you only cash it in when you stop and sleep for the night. Doesn't matter where you sleep, whether it's campground, camper, hotel, whatever. But you don't gain levels until you take that rest. Prompto likes to take pictures. Some of them are stock photos. They'll be the same for everybody. Some of them are very impromptu. And there are some really cool in-battle shots that he can take.
Hey, this one's pretty good.
I know. I dig it too.
Like a father to her.
Ever since they got back, Sid's been the only one looking after her.
Rather more than a middling mechanic can handle.
All things considered, I'd say she turned out okay.
Well, like any girl, you just need to treat her right.
Treat her wrong and Sid'll stuff his wrench where the sun don't shine.
Take care of the car, and it will take care of us.
Yeah, the car.
They leave the campground set up, and it will create a point on the map that you can go back to camp again at night, a fast travel location. Your last place that you slept, whether it was campground, camp, or hotel, the last place you rested is an automatic point for you to go back to, or fast travel to on the map. Parking spots, as you find those, they will also become fast travel points. You don't have to stop at them, they just have to be known locations on your map. Whether you find them running or driving through the world, or whether a tipster adds them to your map.
Feels so sluggish.
If they're on your map,
Indeed.
they're available as a fast travel point. For the most part, from what I've seen, fast travel costs 10 gil. And there's a short loading screen. Not the 60-second or so loading screen that you see at the beginning, but there is a short loading screen when you fast travel.
Over there! That's it, right?
Huh. That's a dual horn?
Yes, but not your run-of-the-mill breed. We'd best make quick work of it.
You'll notice as you approach enemies, everybody crouches.
Wait a sec.
What? Scared?
You
big
can
guy?
charge right into battle,
Thing's vicious.
You sure? Looks tame to
but
me.
it's not always recommended. For the most part,
Nice one.
It's not over yet.
enemies are visible on the map pretty easy, but that's also not always the case. We are going to hit a warp point. They want to teach us about techniques, but I'm going to teach you about magic also. We absorbed some magic when we stopped at the campground for the night. So we'll open up our menu and jump down to Elemency. We've got a fire spell active, or prepared already, but I don't want it. We are going to go ahead and clear that out, and we're going to create one ourselves. You can use as much or all of any element that you have to create a spell. You can create dual spells using, or tri-spells using 2 or 3 or all 3 elements. The 4th slot is for an item. Items, ingredients, and treasures that you've picked up will have various effects, and it'll always show you what that effect is going to be as you're flipping through. So if you add a potion, it's going to become a heal cast. It'll do whatever the potency of the element that you have, and throw in a little healing depending on how many additional items you add in that bottom slot. Phoenix Downs will triple cast spells, things like that. There's different items will have different effects. Dual cast, tri-cast, add poison venom cast. Some items will decrease their attack potential, decrease their defense, things like that. So I try to use treasure and ingredients. Those are the things that we come across the most easily. And not everything, like these Saber-Tusk Claws, will add something to the spell. for this one, we're going to go ahead and add the potion. We'll equip the new spell on Noctis. And we're good to go.
No more Mr. Nice Guy!
If you hold still for about 10 seconds, the wait time will kick in when you're in battle. We can see he's weak against fire, so it's a good thing we made that fire spell. So we'll equip it. All your spells are area of effect. They don't... You can throw it at a targeted enemy, but they'll hit anything within a certain range, and that also includes your allies, which is why I went ahead and threw the potion in there for this one. They're all already attacking it, so while they're doing that, I'm going to throw that fire spell out there, but it's going to do damage, so the potion will help counteract that. So we'll focus, target, and throw that spell, which completely missed. That's... Spells have a cooldown period, so we can't use it again right away. Instead, we'll fire off the technique.
Biggie, look out. Affirmative.
Techniques pretty often will involve whatever character you choose, and then you'll get to add an attack.
Watch this!
You'll be alright.
You also want to try to get behind enemies if possible. You'll do blindside attacks. Which will also create link strikes.
Watch out!
I think we're in for a fight.
Got more than we bargained for.
Nice. Now it's time to go to town. Give them hell.
Okay, fire spell is available again, so let's throw it out there. Forgot to re-equip a weapon after I did that. And that's the end of that guy.
Lights wrap that up more quickly.
Ring, ring.
Hello?
Hey, Dave just called and said he's safe. Thanks for finding him.
Okay.
Nice work, y'all. By the way, the old girl's looking good as new. Oh, while I got ya, if y'all want to fix her up before you roll out, let me know.
Say sure.
Sounds good.
She'll be waiting at the garage.
Gotcha.
So, who's up next behind the wheel?
Ignis should take it and never let go.
It helps that he can
Okay.
keep 4 eyes on the
Main
dash.
story quest is taking us back to Hammerhead. We are going to jump in. We're going to see what's down there after we pick up the treasure there.
I couldn't even keep one.
Sure I'd do any better.
And we are going to knock out that secondary
Put
hunt.
me in the driver's seat.
So,
Good. Because I need the legroom and back.
procurement points like this, food, whatever it is, mining, always
This
have
will make
3
a
items
fine
available
paint.
to pick up. treasures and things are almost always one at a time, but the procurement points are always in sets of 3. Now, what we just picked up, that little bit of mining stuff there, is items for the car. We can use those items to change the car, add racing stripes, change the colors of the interior, whatever. When you're roaming the wild out here, for the most part, enemies are visible well before you get to them, but every once in a while, whether it's a game bug or
You'd know. Not
just the way it happens to work,
A guard like hers doesn't come down easily.
you will
Into a Casanova like you?
Curious as I am to see. My
end up
priority is
right on
keeping
top
His
of one.
Highness
They'll
safe.
just magically appear right in front of your face. At night and in dungeons, especially when it's dark, that sort of happens because those creatures spawn. They are referred to as demons or daemons, and they spawn as you approach. They don't just come out at night, they spawn at random times. But in the daylight, most regular monsters and enemies are visible from a distance. I haven't, in my primary game, had to do a lot of grinding. I have done a lot of the side quests, a lot of the hunts, but I haven't done a lot of grinding, and I've gone through 2 chapters now and started the 3rd one, and I just hit level 25. So leveling up can be pretty fast and easy. I got a pretty good jump on it. I managed to find a cactuar roaming the deserts out here, which gave me like 6,000 experience points.
Stay sharp.
And kicked me up a whole bunch of levels real fast. Okay, let's see what we've got here. Weak against great swords, daggers, and fire. Luckily for me, I just happen to have a fire spell. So, hit that.
Knocked! Try to hit him from behind!
Careful! Don't let him get you!
Duly noted.
And that's that blindside strike.
Don't do anything violent.
Rush him!
Count on it.
You'll also notice when you're a little closer that you can target different body parts on an enemy.
Watch yourself, Knocked!
I know.
You know you might be able to counter instead of parrying properly.
That has a purpose. You'll see break damage applied.
My pleasure. Must say I'm amazed.
What can I say?
Break damage breaks an appendage or limb and makes that enemy weaker, whether it drops attack, drops movement speed, drops some form of defense.
Instructions! Ignis! If I may. Is that perfect or what?
I'll give you that.
Alright, not bad. Missed a lot of block opportunities, but otherwise not too shabby. We are going to check the map real quick. Campsite behind us here. We're gonna run there not to camp, but to pick up the magic that's there. You can store up to 99 of each variety, and the more you use when you're crafting your spell, the stronger the spell is, which stands to reason. So, without any additional perks, if you use all 99, your potency is going to be 99, which is going to make, especially in these lower levels, a spell that can easily wipe out a group of enemies. To grab this treasure.
Man, it's hot.
Then lose the jacket.
We'll head back, we'll turn in our hunt, and we will see about moving on with the main quest line here to try and keep the time on this video down. While we're on the way to that treasure, this just appeared.
I need now. Eyes open, mouth closed.
So we'll pick that up real quick as soon as we finish this fight.
Back to it.
Right.
Almost always stop and pick up the available food. The more ingredients we have, the more Ignis has available to cook, which suits me just dandy. Treasure is, I think, inside this little valley here. Ran right past it. treasure items are almost always singular. You'll generally only find one of those at a time. So later on, we'll have fast travel options available to be able to return to the car, haul the car, or whatever. Tow the car will, for a price, take you and your car back to Hammerhead. Can't see what we've got, so we'll get some height so that we can take a look here. Our magic back. We will Gladio's technique here.
Feisty little devils. Nice work, Gladio. So long.
One thing about the great swords is that they have the ability to use great sweeping attacks
Yes, sir.
that will easily knock down or knock back multiple enemies. So if you're surrounded, it's not a bad idea.
How about this?
Put it in the books.
It's history now.
Alright. Some food right here. Grab that real quick before we move on. If you manage to pick up ingredients that you don't have, there's a pretty good chance that you'll trigger Ignis to learn a new recipe as you're going through things here. Okay.
Stinking hot.
Yeah.
I've seen a few people mention that they have issues or wonder why these guys are running around decked out all in black leather. You do have options to change their outfits as the game progresses, and just like with anything else, depending on what you put them in, they'll get different stat bonuses and stat buffs. The Kingsguard outfits that they wear now with the jackets and everything.
It's rude to keep a girl waiting. You better apologize. What is that? A live hurricane. That thing's like half bird, half storm, half airship.
You realize that's 3 halves.
Would explain its size.
Awesome in every sense.
Watch out for the sand.
Ow! Ah! Oh, my eyes!
Anyway, like I was saying, what they have now with the jackets and everything gives them a nice HP boost, which, especially for Prompto, since he has the lowest HP to begin with, is necessary, whether you like the look or not. You'll also notice that they do have a dynamic weather system in here, in addition to the daytime system. So right now, in at least part of this area, there's a little windstorm going on. Windstorms, sandstorms seem to be the most popular weather effect in this particular
Wanna
location.
come shopping with me, big guy?
Yeah, sure.
So how's it going, boys? Y'all did good. How's about a bite to eat? Y'all hungry for info?
Alright.
Take your pick.
One more hunt that we could take. We will skip
If
it for
y'all
now.
liked it, come on back.
When I did my primary, I did take it. I did all the hunts I went through and found and hit as many of the treasure and procurement points as I could. If you jump in here, there's things you can look at.
Hey, let's see what they've got for sale.
We've already brought.
They've got everything here.
Check everything. Some things will trigger new recipes for Ignis. Some things might trigger new skills for Noctis for his fishing skill. Pick up a
Much
couple extra
appreciated.
potions here.
Thank you kindly.
You see this?
Anything worth reading about?
And later on in the game, we'll pick up news from newspapers and radio
Sorry about the wait.
related to the
Ain't
story
she
progress.
pretty?
She's almost too pretty for the road.
She's back. We should all get a picture with her.
All the more reason to ride with care. Oh, and before I forget, would y'all mind making a little delivery for me?
No, not at all.
Perfect. Thought you'd say yes. So I already put it in the trunk. There should be a motel on your way to Galden. If y'all wouldn't mind giving that to the owner, that'd be swell.
Grandpa like grandkid.
Now that she's all polished up and ready for the road, would you care to take her for a little test drive, Noct?
just gonna let Ignis
Not
continue
sure
to
I've
do
got
the
what it
driving for
takes.
now.
I see. Then allow me to take the wheel.
It is about 6 p.m. Time is wearing on here, so if we're gonna get to the next
Good to
location,
see
we
you
need to get
again.
cracking. Before we go, we're going to
Much appreciated.
pick that
Please
up.
come again.
There's a little side quest we can make some
Take a
really
look at this.
quick,
What
easy
about it?
experience doing on our way to the next story location. We'll do quest location.
Everything in
and
order.
Set them off on the
Yep.
road.
Mm-hmm.
While you're in the car, you can listen to various tracks.
Hammerhead is like no garage ever. You know?
One would expect no less of purveyors to the crown.
I'll miss it once this road trip's over with.
There's no reason you can't pay them a visit anytime you please. I'm sure Cindy will be glad to look after your car.
Oh, right. So, that's what this is about.
If you need, I could always lend you the regalia.
Whoa! Thanks for the offer, but once we're back in the Crown City, I think I better squirrel my own wheels.
Ignis, pull over a sec.
Certainly. It should be a nice change of pace.
When you're in the car, you can just tap X really quick at any time, and they'll pull over within a few feet, let you get out, whether it's to hit a campground, pick up some procurement spots, whatever it may be. When you get back in, you can just resume your trip,
She's
get right
out of
back
my
on the road.
league, but we have so much in common.
Who's the lucky imaginary lady?
When all this is over, I'm gonna visit her in Hammerhead.
You can also, while you're in the car, pull up the map so you can track your progress.
Hey, Nott?
Yeah?
I'm pretty beat. Can we call it a night and head for the hotel?
No use trying to change your mind. Let's go.
Awesome! Nap time!
Indeed.
You all came all the way out here to deliver the goods. Well, thank you kindly. We'll take it out of the trunk, so you all just sit tight.
Umbra.
Bringing us stuff. Atta boy.
That dog can really track a scent.
Certainly knows how to find us.
How do you always know, boy?
Just a sec.
Nice flower. It's the same kind we sewed our crowns from. Oh yeah, Syl blossoms. So, I have a favor to ask. Take the notebook with you when you go. Sure. That's not all. I want you to put something in the book and send it back.
All set. Take care out there.
I know. You're not gonna tell me.
Then don't ask.
What was that about? You don't say.
Now that our work's done, let's see ourselves to Golden.
Hold on a sec, sir. I found an envelope addressed to Meldacio inside the package.
Meldacio? The Hunter HQ?
Yes, sir. The headhunter ought to be around here somewhere. Mind making one more delivery?
What do you say, Noct? Might as well while we're in the neighborhood.
Before we stop for the night, go ahead and do this quick just to knock that experience out.
Well, look who it is. I really owe you boys one.
Make that 2.
Can't seem to catch a break. Yeah, looks like they found another one.
Wait, found another what?
Tag. Us hunters keep them on our person at all times as identification.
What, in case you forget who you are?
More like so no one else forgets who they were.
Hunters lead a life of danger. Sometimes these tags are the only things that make it back in one piece. It's our job to deliver them to the families of the fallen. As it were, I came out here to do just that. If y'all happen to find any tags lying around out there, would you do me a favor and send them my way?
Yeah, sure.
Word is somebody spotted a tag around these parts. Try asking the local tipster. He'll point you in the right direction.
Those tags are heavy stuff.
They certainly carry emotional weight. We'd best find and return them.
And give the families peace of mind.
Let's start by following up on that hot tip.
And like I talked about earlier,
Won't keep you in the dark.
I will just take a quick look around, see if there's anything quick and easy to be picked up. We will stop at the diner and talk to the tipster, and then we will call it a night and move on.
Saw a Magitech trooper the other day. These things are downright unsettling.
Ready or not? Oh, love the lighting.
Wait a sec, this isn't Hammerhead.
We'll get there eventually.
You want something to eat? Happy to tell you about the area. Ask. Have a look at the menu.
Look out, stomach.
Thanks for your business.
Saw a Magitech trooper the other day. These things are downright unsettling.
Alright.
Oh, customer.
Now you'll notice that when you stay at a campground, you just get the experience. But if you stay at a hotel or a motel, which I may have mentioned earlier, you get an experience multiplier. So here we get 1.5 times what we've got. So we'll go ahead and stay for the 300.
Sticky and gross.
Woohoo! About time!
So we'll have about 800 experience that we'll end up cashing in.
Damn, this is a really good shot.
I made sure I got the regalia's good side.
And on with the story.
Ready for more?
You bet.
Let's hit it.
For our next story, Lady Luna Freya of Tenebrae has issued an official statement regarding the forthcoming treaty.
Words cannot express the joy in my heart on receiving word of this coming peace, nor the pride I take in my betrothal playing a part in this historic moment. On this joyous occasion, some have voiced cause for concern. The fear I will be unable to fulfill my duties as Oracle. Please rest assured, my marriage will not stand in the way of my calling. You will find me in your towns and villages, as you always have, and I shall continue to bless you all.
Lady Luna Freya will set forth from Tenebrae for her wedding ceremony in the coming days. Please be advised that during this time alone, her duties as Oracle will be suspended.
It's in the treaty?
Of course. Simple formality.
One of those symbol of the peace deals.
So it's more like a marriage of convenience.
Her ladyship seems nevertheless amenable to the prospect.
And Noctier likes the idea.
What's that? I do?
Buzz off.
Hey! I see the sea!
I see it too.
That's Golden Key.
Kinda wanna go for a dip.
That a big mountain behind it?
No, it's an island.
Nobody goes to Golden for an island, though. They go to kick back and get massages.
And savor the seafood. It's famously delicious.
Sounds great.
Something to look forward to.
Might want to stock up on potions and stuff.
Nice. You're being helpful for a change.
What do you mean for a change?
Ready to set sail?
Just gotta find my sea legs first.
Better hurry.
Aye.
is a small city. There's a decent number of people floating around. A couple of side quests you can pick up here. As always, there's
Welcome to Golden Key.
Places to stay.
I'm afraid you're out of luck.
Are we?
The boats bring you here.
What about them?
Well, they'll not take you forth.
And what's your story?
I'm an impatient traveler, ready to turn ship. The ceasefire's getting us nowhere.
What's this? Some sort of souvenir?
They make those?
What? No.
Consider it your allowance.
Huh?
Yeah. And who's allowing us?
A man of no consequence.
Yeah, right.
You believe what that guy said about the port being closed?
I'm skeptical, though I won't discount the possibility.
I say we go check it out for ourselves.
Smells good.
Welcome to the Mother of Pearl. What do you feel like having today? We have a sumptuous selection.
Ooh, 4,500.
No end of headaches, this lot.
That's punching just a little bit too far above our
Thank
weight
you for your patronage.
Detail on the world.
What's all this about the port closing?
Some kind of holdup in Altissia. To stay another.
Ah, man. Not a ship in sight. What gives?
According to my sources, the Empire, given strict orders not to let any vessels leave the docks of Altissia. Real shame if you were late to your own wedding. Right, Prince Noctis? Name's Dino, by the way. Pleasure. The Crown Prince of Lucis bounty hunting in his fancy car. Surely you didn't think it'd go unnoticed. At least not by this reporter. Lucky for you, this reporter has integrity. If you want to remain incognito, I'll respect your wish. In exchange for a favor.
What do you want?
Everybody always wants a favor.
Hey, I knew you'd come around. Let me see your map. Marked where you need to go on your map. All you gotta do is find me some rough gemstones, like this one. Do this, and your ship will come in. Don't, and the papers will run you out of town. Capiche?
Appreciate it.
We're meeting when?
He's really got your number, Nox.
Not like we made much effort to keep it secret.
Even if we had, the press always finds a way. We needn't befriend him, but we'd best not make him our enemy.
Smells good. Absolutely breathtaking.
Yes, I was about to say.
So, you thinking to fairy tale Lady Lunafreya?
Hey, buddy. What's up? Taking a little stroll? How come you're all alone? You must be hungry. Yeah, that's what I thought. Hold on a sec. I'll find you something. Gotta come up with some cat food.
Could always buy some.
Or we could fish for some?
Excellent idea. Let's go.
Let's go do a little quick fishing. Okay, so when you're in the fishing minigame, if you hit your regular menu button, you'll be brought up to your fishing menu where you can change rod, reel, line, and what you're using for your lure. Fish you can eat are marked in yellow on your mini-map up there. And as you're moving around to find your spot, you'll see it turn yellow where a good place to cast is. Catch it, reel it in, and as you're reeling in fish fights, the strength of your line will go down. So you have to keep an eye on that. If it gets too low,
this one's perfect.
You'll break the line and lose your
Great
fish.
job, Noct.
Aside from this one that we're going to give to the cat, fish that you catch you can use for Ignis to cook when you camp out at night. You can also catch some rare fish. That I'm honestly not sure what you do with.
Here you go. Caught fresh. What? You don't like fish? Oh, you only like cooked fish. All right.
Welcome to Golden Key.
Smells good.
Well, then I guess we'll run up and talk to our tipster and see if she'll cook us this fish.
This is amazing.
Well, you can't beat fish fresh from the ocean.
Quests for tipsters are usually off to the side a little bit instead of
Hey,
talking
do you serve
directly
anything
to
a
the
cat
tipster.
might like?
That the best pickup line you've got?
What? No, there's this cat over there.
I'm only teasing. I have a feeling I know the feline you've got in mind. Let me whip something up. Paying customers come first, though, and someone just ordered the last fish on hand. Would you mind catching another one of these while I make their meal?
My tummy rumbling.
Absolutely breathtaking.
Yes, I was about to say the same.
Great! I'll start on it right away. You know, this is really thoughtful of you, but be warned. Cats are clingy, and they're notoriously picky eaters, too.
Picky eaters. You don't say.
When it comes to food, felines are quite finicky, so you are wise to entrust the cooking to me. Here.
I just adore this shop.
Absolutely breathtaking. Smells good.
All right, here you go. You're one spoiled cat.
Aww, I think he likes you.
I guess.
Clawed his way into her heart.
Might keep on clinging. Forever.
Quick, easy experience.
Everything in order?
Yep.
As you're driving around, you will need to keep an eye on your gas gauge there on the bottom left. If you run out, you can get your car towed, but it's going to cost you a little bit of money, and you'll always end up back in Hammerhead.
Outside the Ground City. Glad it's not weighing me down. You sure we're in the right spot?
According to the map. Let's scope it out.
Do we have to walk?
That's it!
What's up, Iggy?
I've come up with a new recipe.
Can't wait to try it.
as you move through this, you'll end up with a pretty robust selection of recipes to choose from. And like we talked about when we talked a little about the magic, you can use the ingredients that you find to add secondary effects to your spells.
The color's
also.
amazing.
OMG. We're supposed to get near that thing?
Pipe down before you wake it up.
Alive. Barely! I seriously thought we were at Journey's End.
But that feat was fit for a king.
Indeed.
Gonna real quick pick up what's available up here before we go turn this in and move on.
Real nice here.
Indeed. Everything in order?
Yep.
All right.
It's real pretty here at night.
And yet, by all accounts, it pales in comparison to Altissia.
Seriously? Huh?
What's all this about the port closing?
Welcome to Golden Key.
Are we staying here? Well, just so you know, I'm cool with camping.
My tummy's rumbling. I just adore this shop.
Run and get this turned in.
tummy's rumbling.
And
It's Altissia.
see what comes next.
Think I'll be up and running by morning. What's all this about the port closing?
Some kind of holdup in Altissia.
Nice work, kid. Sorry for giving you such a hard time. I just had to get my hands on this, even if it meant blackmail. You understand, don't you? You see, I'm a reporter by day and an amateur jeweler by night. This elusive little beauty's gonna become a masterpiece. To make it up to you, I'll share a little scoop. That special coin you got? It commemorates the Oracle's ascension. That guy was tossing them out to everyone. Must have picked them up back in Niflheim. And speaking of freebies, here's one from me. Come back if you want to buy more.
I doubt a souvenir like that could make its way into the hands of an ordinary citizen.
Oh well, it's our pocket change now.
Let's learn from history and book a place this time.
As promised, I'm in the process of securing your ferry tickets right now. Told you, I'm a man of integrity. Should be smooth sailing from here. So let me know when you're ready to ship out.
I admit I didn't expect Dino to secure us a ship.
Well, must be pretty connected if he can pull some strings around an Imperial embargo.
Yeah,
Alright,
that guy's
we'll
one
visit
artful
him
artisan.
in just 1 minute here and finish up, or get a little closer to finishing up this first chapter.
Absolutely breathtaking.
There's 2 more things to do real quick. 3 more things to do real quick while we're here.
Take a look at our wares. Hey, come again.
Somewhere. There it is. So as you
Take a
travel
shot from
through the
here.
world,
Good call. Now it's picture time. Let me get this shot.
you'll come across these
love the
photo
lighting.
op opportunities for Prompto. We are going to run out here and hit this campground that's up ahead. We're gonna stop, pick up some treasure on the way.
Better make tracks. Ignis, we're going.
On my way.
Won't keep you in the dark. Nice here.
Yeah.
Absorb the magic that's floating around here really quick.
And here we are.
Let's call it a day.
I'll see what I can whip up.
So you'll notice there's a little 16-bit Noctis standing down there. That marks that as one of his favorites. So we'll go ahead and make that.
Not bad.
Hey, this one's pretty good.
I know. I dig it too.
I wish Ignis would get off my back.
He'd ease up if you could just get up in the morning. A cure for sleeping in. All right. Crack of dawn tomorrow. We train at the beach.
If you think it'll help.
Oh, no doubt about it. You'll feel like a new man.
So periodically when you stay at campgrounds, you'll come across these little bonus missions with one of your friends. So far, I've found this one, and I found one with Ignis.
Come on.
Alrighty.
Where just two of you participate in basically a little mini game. They don't seem to be at particular story points, it's at certain campground locations that it happens.
So, what are we gonna do exactly?
We're going for a run. Nice and simple.
What? That's all?
Try saying that when your lungs are ripe to burst. Sand's tough to run on. There's no better way to improve stamina, and no better time to do it than first thing in the morning. To make it interesting, what say we race?
Race?
With stakes. If you lose, you have to train with me every day.
I can't lose, can I?
There's the goal. Now let's get started. Ready, set, go!
Not sure what actually happens if you lose, or if you can lose.
Quick for his size.
But this is where
you trying to lose?
That little infinite, pseudo-infinite stamina trig seems to come in handy.
Piece of cake.
Hey, you're not doing so bad.
Piece of cake.
Hey, you're not...
Yes!
Well done, Noct. There's no way Specs can complain when you come back to camp this early. Encrusted in sand. Make sure you act nice and smug when you see him.
Yeah. If this doesn't shut Ignis up, I don't know what will. I gotta say, though, it's kinda nice at this hour.
Even if that's all you take from this, that's good enough for me. Come on. Let's go. Good hustle out there.
Yeah, I know. I'm awesome.
Okay. Just wanted to show you that real quick, so we will get back to the story. We are getting pretty close to the end of the first chapter, which is where we're going to end this. So far, overall, I'm really enjoying the game. Like I said before, I've put in 12-15 hours, something like that. Spent a fair amount of time doing side quests and hunts, fishing, things like that, just kind of wandering around, and it's been fun. I like the 4 characters, I like the way they work with each other. I've been enjoying battle mechanics so far. If you want to be lazy about it, you can go into battle and hold the O button the whole time on PS4 and just spam attacks to whatever happens to come across your path. If you want to have more fun with it, there's some variety in the techniques you can use. You create the magic, add the different effects, the warp strikes, some of the strategy for getting the link strikes, blocking, parrying. So if you let it, it can be a lot of fun.
I could really chug one back right now.
Variety and plenty to learn. The story, at least so far in the beginning here, hasn't been bad, and I'm interested to see where it's going to go. particularly interested to see who that guy at the very beginning was, because that looks like it's probably a flash forward of what I assume would be the final boss fight.
You guys ready to set sail? Already? The ship won't arrive till tomorrow. How about you find a place to spend the night?
It's kind of early, isn't it?
Nah, it's cool.
Normally, I'd waste the day away and probably run a couple more hunts and do a couple side quests, build up experience a little bit more, and see what we get, but in the interest of expediting this video here, we're going to move right along. What we're seeing here are scenes from the Final Fantasy XV Kingsglaive movie. They added them with the Day 1 patch that came down for the game. I'm a little disappointed and not entirely sure why they didn't include any audio. I imagine it has something to do with film rights versus the game. It's the same thing. Kingsglaive movie, for the most part, takes place within a couple of days after the king sends Natu down the road to go meet his bride. While they're sleeping in Galdur's Cay, this is all happening back home.
Hey, morning.
Where's Specs?
Should be back any minute now.
What's that look for?
It's in all the papers.
What is?
Insomnia Falls.
What? This your idea of a joke?
I need you to calm down so I can explain.
I'm as calm as I'm gonna get.
There was an attack. The Imperial Army has taken the Crown City.
As treaty room tempers flared, blast lit the night sky. When the smoke about the Citadel had cleared, the king was found dead.
No, wait. Hold on.
We had no way of knowing.
What? Knowing what?
That the signing was last night. That insomnia.
But the wedding! Altissia!
I know. That was the plan. Yet the reports of the invasion are all the same. How could every headline in the kingdom be wrong?
Lies.
If only.
What else do we know? Well, then we can't be sure until we see it with our own eyes.
And that means we go back to Insomnia.
Might not be safe for us there.
Might not be safe for us here.
Turn back.
Yeah.
rest of the first chapter goes pretty fast from here on in. There's not a whole lot left, aside from the return to the city.
Okay.
A lot of good hoping's gonna do.
You mustn't lose faith.
Really? Can faith stop a fleet of Imperial dreadnoughts?
Just give it a rest.
My old man had plenty of faith.
Enough.
The Empire lied. They betrayed us.
Conjecture gets us nowhere. We're searching for truth.
All you'll find are lies. Like that ceasefire.
Look at the size of that ship.
Look at the size of those things.
Imperial dreadnoughts. They transport soldiers, namely the Magitech infantry.
The robots?
Mass-produced humanoid weapons of warfare, to be more precise.
Doesn't look like they'll be signing that peace treaty. Up ahead!
They've set up an inspection point.
If the road ahead's blocked, then we find a way around.
Let's make a detour. There ought to be a decent vantage point up ahead.
Before we get into battle here, we've picked up a couple of accessories. So let's get some of those set on some folks. Prompto, since he's got the lowest HP all the time. We'll go ahead and give him that bangle just to give him a little boost. We will give Gladio, since he's our tank essentially, that Garnet bracelet for the strength boost, and we'll go ahead and give Nock that little bit of vitality boost. And we're off.
There they are. Want to take them out?
Oh yeah, those scrap heaps are gonna wish they had a treaty to protect them.
I said, if you throw techniques and work on some dodges and some warp strikes and things, combat can be quite a bit of fun. Whether it's large groups of enemies, which
where do they keep coming from?
Very large groups
Can't
of enemies,
imagine what it's like inside.
or larger singular enemies.
We should seek a vantage point. We're here.
If we do another one of these, we'll talk about modding weapons and stuff in the next one. In the meantime, it's pretty well time for the end of the chapter. Here we go.
As the ceasefire discussions between the two nations, all provisional terms have been suspended in light of recent developments. Moreover, in the wake of the news of King Regis's death, we've now received word that Crown Prince Noctis and the Oracle Lunafreya have also been pronounced dead.
Keep it on.
Don't bother!
So, you made it.
What the hell's going on?
Where are you?
Outside the city, with no way back in.
Makes sense.
Makes sense? Are you serious? What about any of this makes sense? The news just told me I'm dead, along with my father and Luna.
Listen, I'm heading out to Hammerhead. About the king. It's true. If you're looking for the whole truth, you know where to find me. Get moving.
Right.
Wanted to Marshall, I have to say.
Said he'd be in Hammerhead.
And the king?
Okay, that's the end of the first chapter of the game. I hope you've enjoyed the little bit of walkthrough that we've done here, and if you have, maybe we'll do a second, and maybe we'll keep going. Let me know in the comments below, and thanks for watching.